TYT Investigates has found some pretty shocking information in regard to the FCC and how there is now a concerted effort by individuals tied to the Koch brothers to share analysis that justifies some of the actions that right-wing FCC officials like Ajit Pai are doing. So the two employees from key groups financially supported by billionaire industrialists Charles Koch and David Koch are creating a new office within the FCC that will provide economic data and analysis relating to FCC policy initiatives. This will be referred to as the Office of Economics and Analytics. Now, the fact that it's by people funded by the Koch brothers should tell you a lot, because the Koch brothers have funded scientists who claim that climate change either doesn't exist or that it's not man-made. And so this is really just a portion of the FCC that would justify what they're doing to screw consumers over.
Yeah, the office will be named the Office of Charles and David. Just a coincidence, though. So the corruption is now so brazen that they're not bothering to hide it. I mean, to be fair, we had to dig a little bit to find this, obviously. That's why we did this investigation. But like, they're not embarrassed by it. These guys are huge donors to the Republican Party. So they're like, hey, we'd like an office inside a government body like the FCC. Give me an office so I can manipulate data and evidence within the government, not just outside of it. And they're like, yes, sir, absolutely, sir. I mean, who does Ajit Pai serve anyway? All he serves is the donors, so this should be unsurprising.
So Ajit Pai is very much in favor of this, which should tell you a lot. He is the person who pushed to scrap net neutrality regulations. Also, there's a conflict of interest problem here, aside from the Koch brothers connection. The FCC records obtained by TYT show that one of them met with and corresponded with telecom industry representatives, one of whom was his wife. An email obtained by TYT showed that one of them explicitly hoped to recruit officials for the new office at a telecom industry event. So let's recruit people from the very industry that we're supposed to be regulating.
But so I'm glad we got the email. Great work by Alex Koch to show what's actually happening. But also remember, Ajit Pai was a lawyer for Verizon. He worked for the industry. And the excuse they use in Washington is they have expertise. But you're supposed to be regulating that industry. So yeah, I guess you could use that excuse for the bankers too. I put a Goldman Sachs guy in charge of regulating Goldman Sachs because he's got expertise on Goldman Sachs. Okay, but probably he's not going to regulate them very hard, right? And here they just like, who cares? Just, hey, let's go recruit from the industry to regulate the industry. And then later they'll go back through the revolving door and they'll get paid. And this is how our corrupt system works. And when people talk about how the system is rigged, this is how it's rigged.
That's exactly right. And right now the FCC is divided among party lines. So unfortunately, 3 of the commissioners are Trump supporting Republicans. 2 of them are on the left side of the political spectrum. Commissioner Brazen is on the left. And so she's been fighting aggressively against scrapping net neutrality. But when it comes to this particular issue and this particular office that they're trying to create within the FCC, she wants answers. She's asking the right questions, and there is a complete lack of transparency. They're not answering the questions that she has for them, which again should tell you something about what this office's real intentions are. And by the way, the FCC says the following, Ajit Pai within the FCC says the following: the FCC should have the economic experts it needs to identify market failures and study whether the benefits of commission action would be warranted given the costs. No, you are basically employing Koch brothers funded individuals who are just going to do your bidding for you.
And by the way, could be among the goals? Well, FCC killed net neutrality. Meanwhile, the Koch brothers just had an investment arm by Time magazine. And Sinclair is doing propaganda for the right wing. So you control TV, you control establishment media, you kill the internet, and voila, you've got all the media. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.